What's going on, guys? What's going on, guys? So, welcome to Frunkla, where we talk about Bionano Genomics. Today, we are going to talk about what happened in last month, May, how Bionano Genomics shares of Bionano Genomics outperformed the likes of Tesla, Apple, Microsoft, Google. This is the 1 month performance of the stock market in May. And if you guys take a look at it very well, you can see that diagnostics and research sector outperformed. We have a lot of stocks in this sector that outperformed the likes of all these large cap stocks. Okay, Tesla, for example, in May returned minus 12.92%. Apple returned minus 5.5%. Microsoft minus 2. Google minus 0 point something. Facebook minus 3.4. And like I made a video 2 months ago, to let you guys know that whenever inflation is high, according to my research, small cap stocks mostly outperform large cap stocks, and that is what we more or less saw. Last month we saw the likes of Bionano Genomics returning plus 6.13%. Okay, while the likes of Apple returned minus 5.5%. Of course, you guys can argue that last year Bionano Genomics sold off heavily, blah blah blah. But you also have to remember that back in 2020, December 2020, Bionano Genomics used to trade around 50 cents, and then we saw that massive rally last year, and investors took profit, and that's why we saw a massive sell-off, of course, and inflation also didn't help the share price of BNGO. But last month we outperformed the likes of Tesla, for example, Amazon, and if this continues, I mean, if inflation remains high, for example, I believe BNGO, whenever the stock market, more or less rally positively, I believe the likes of Bionano Genomics is going to be outperforming large cap stocks. Okay, that is of course the message I'm trying to pass over. And another thing is, if you take a look at Illumina last month, Illumina, returned minus 19%. I don't know what is going on with Illumina. Illumina is supposed to be the leader whenever it comes to sequencing technology. We saw Illumina returning minus 19.2%. Yesterday, Illumina, I think Illumina went down yesterday about minus 7% or so. And Pac Bio returned minus 11.2% last month as well. Okay. Meanwhile, Bionano Genomics optical genome mapping returned plus 6.13%. This, in my opinion, is something very good. Okay. And if you guys can hear me, please, somebody should just drop a comment, let me know if you guys can hear me. I just want to record a very fast video, and before the market opens. This is 8 past 3. We have about 22 minutes before the market open. Please let me know if you can hear me. So if you come to the financial banks diversified sector, you can see that most of all these banks returned massive profit last month, and of course energy sector keeps returning massive profits for investors. The likes of Occidental Petroleum that Warren Buffett, for example, is pumping a lot of money into. Yesterday we saw Occidental yesterday, this is where it is. Occidental last month returned plus 25.8% because the oil price is still very high. Energy price, natural gas is very high. That is why the likes of Occidental Petroleum keeps returning massive profits for investors. But in my opinion, at one point in time, like yesterday, I shared the breaking news with those of you guys that are members of the channel about what is about to happen with OPEC Plus. I shared this that breaking news with you guys. I believe that is also going to affect the price of oil. If we see the likes of OPEC, once Russia is out of OPEC, we are going to see most of all these OPEC countries, they will increase their production, and hopefully they are going to produce enough to meet enough supply to meet demand, and we can see oil prices coming down, which of course is going to drag inflation down, and finally we can see stock markets hopefully rallying once again. And if stock markets rallies once again, Bionano Genomics, in my opinion, is going to keep outperforming. Okay, because the reason why I started to make video about BNGO was 2 years ago when I discovered Bionano Genomics. I made a calculation, made my research, due diligence, and I discovered that there is a very high possibility that BNGO was going to outperform Tesla because, apart from BNGO, the only thing I, focus on is also Tesla. If you take a look at this, for example, last month, BNGO outperformed not only Tesla, it outperformed the likes of, Pac Bio, for example, the likes of Illumina, for example. Illumina returned minus 19%. So that is, of course, what I have been preaching on this channel. Even though, the share price of BNGO, dropped massively last year. I mean, if the market turns positive, in my opinion, this stock is going to outperform because, according to our analysts, they have a consensus price target of, 6.5%, and that is over 200% of, from where we are, 200% upside from where we are. Yesterday we saw massive volume. We saw BNGO bringing in, 8 million shares were exchanging, and yesterday the average volume normally is 7 million shares. Okay, and yesterday we saw a very solid volume. Today, pre-market, it is already up a little bit. I shared a lot of, information with those of you guys that are member of the channel yesterday about what you should expect. Okay, and I'm of course going to be sharing more information with you guys today. This is the price action of, what I drew, I believe 2 days ago. I made a video sharing this with you guys that this looks more or less like a head and shoulder pattern. As you guys can see, we found a support right here, another support right here, and another support right here. So if everything keeps going on fine, of course, we still have the CPI data coming in. We still have information about job, unemployment coming in. One is going to be reported today, I think in the next 1 hour or so. Then on Friday, there's going to be another report, about the economy, about unemployment. And if everything comes in and favors the market, I expect BNGO rally to continue. Okay, that's more or less what it's all about. And of course, I'm going to be sharing anytime this news comes in. I'll be sharing it with channel members. If it comes in negatively, you guys should expect the price to come back down and more or less consolidate. I still expect this to be more or less a flag. I don't expect, like a lot of people expect the stock market, to sell off. Some people are saying this is more or less a bear market rally, a rally within a bear market. But if you take a look at the likes of Bionano Genomics, just like other small caps, stocks, they sold off heavily already. Okay, only the likes of, Apple, Microsoft, Google, are more or less still not really massively. So most of them are just down like 30%, 20%, 40%, unlike BNGO that is, massively down almost I don't know, 70 something percent, from that all-time high. So if the market, keeps, rallying, keeps, if positive news comes in, oil price drops, all those things, I expect BNGO to outperform most of all these large cap stocks. Okay, if of course fundamental analysis is still there, if the company keeps, meeting their targets, keeps, installing more Sapphire devices, bringing in, increase their revenue, reduce their expenses, reduce the number of, the rate at which they are employing new, employees. I think everything is going to, go on fine. We still have the next generation Sapphire device coming in towards the, fourth quarter. At the end of this year, we still have the next generation Sapphire device coming in, which I believe is going to sell massively. Like I already shared with you guys at the beginning of this video, sequencing stocks, sequencing technology stocks like Pac Bio, Illumina, they are underperforming the market. Illumina went down last month minus 19%. I don't know why. I was trying to look for, why Illumina went down yesterday, but I couldn't find anything. So Pac Bio also closed red last month. Meanwhile, Bionano Genomics closed green last month. Let me show you guys the monthly. If you take a look at this monthly, you can see that, that's a powerful reversal candle. Okay, powerful reversal candle. So I mean, this could be the beginning of something great, for the share price of Bionano Genomics. This is of course just technical analysis. Fundamental is still there. You guys shouldn't, forget. Of course, I always make video about fundamental analysis, but technical analysis, you can see that BNGO closed green in May last month. Okay, a lot of people come to my channel to try to, troll on me like, Dayo, you have been calling the bottom, blah, blah, blah. You can clearly see last month we closed green. Everybody that bought at $1.15 last month, for sure, are sitting on a good, solid, profit right now, and a good position, a good foundation for long-term hold, long-term investment. Okay, everybody that, bought the dip at $1.15 last month. So let's see what's going to happen in June. We have a lot of economic data coming in. Today there's going to be one, Friday there's going to be another one. CPI data is coming in on the 11th or 12th of this month, and then Fed, they are going to increase the interest rate. They are going to hike it by 50 basis points, and then next month they will hike it once again by 50 basis points. So if CPI data comes in next week, I believe, and it meets expectations. I believe the stock market is going to remain solid green. We are not going to see any massive sell-off. So those are the things that I'm going to be watching. And if you are not yet a member of the channel, consider becoming a member, because I shared tons of information with member of the channel. If you guys have any question, I'm going to stay on for like 1 more minute. Then I think nobody's even nobody. I have about 10 viewers right now. So yeah, this is where we'll end the video. See you guys in the next one. I'm your boy Dayo. This is Frunkla. Ciao ciao.